me. I say, listen, the first thing about this natty sport or this bodybuilding sport or whatever is is the desire and what you really want to use it for.
Yeah.
I always wanted to use it to try and prove to people that you can compete against people that are not natural.
Yeah.
You can be successful, but you just have to work twice as hard. The coach would say do 5 days carb free.
Okay.
For me, I push it
Fully
to the limit. I
wow.
just go 10 days.
Ooh.
Stop doing shows that you can win. Why don't you do my show? So I done a show. First show I done, I won the national. Then ever since then, I've just been
winning.
Yeah, listen, you've got a competition. You've got this. You just need to go. Even in days I don't really feel like doing it, I just get my ass up. I just say, listen, you need to get out and go. It's very difficult to kind of like actually achieve what you want to achieve.
Yeah.
I had to go through an 1 hour polygraph test. And I had to go through a drug test as well.
Oh my God.
You know, so for me, it was just the fact that I said to myself, there was no sport that I couldn't do that I couldn't get a medal in.
Okay, I'm here with Albert.
Yes.
Now I am in the presence of greatness, a champion, a champion. So tell me, Albert, what's the championship that you just won?
So I just won the PCA Natural Men's Physique Masters Championships, which gives me the opportunity to qualify for the World Championships, which will be later on in the year in South Korea.
South Korea, wow.
Yeah.
So obviously physique we're talking about, the way that your body looks and stuff, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, right. Okay, so now consistency here. This must be very difficult. So
It's very
yeah. So tell us, just walk us through like your daily routine.
So anything leading to the competition, it's always like I work 9 to 5, so some days at work maybe I have my lunch break, so I take like an hour. Okay. Then I go and do my cardio or might do my weights, then I do cardio in the evening. Okay. So leading on to the competition, I look at around maybe 4 weeks.
Wow. Okay.
So around that 4 weeks, I still kind of like try and cut down slightly of my calories. Yeah. But I don't really calorie count. But my coach will be like, okay, I want you to weigh your food in grams. Right. So have 180 grams, for example, from chicken and turkey and stuff like that. Right. Then I'll work my way, build it up. Okay. So when it gets to like roughly around 10 days before the show, some people will do, my coach would say do 5 days carb free. Okay. Carb free, but me, I push it to the limit. I just go 10 days. Ooh,
what I mean?
10
well, that's
days
why you won
carbs.
Then, isn't it?
Yeah, I do. So 10 days no carbs. That's it. That was it.
How do you manage? Do you not feel like you get cravings and stuff? Because I know me especially, obviously I'm not in the condition that you are, but like sometimes the body craves like sugars and stuff. Like, how do you feel you get around it?
I think for me, because I'm never really a sugar person, so if you don't put sugar in you don't really miss it. Okay. So if you don't put the sugars, you don't miss the sugars. Yeah. So I just drink loads of water. Okay. Or I just try to find a way not to even really worry about taking in sugar. So my sugars are, really low.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. And obviously, how did you get into obviously physique and competing and stuff? Like what got you into fitness to start with?
So when I started fitness, my fitness journey, I started when I was younger. So when I was younger, I used to be a sprinter.
Oh, wow, okay.
So from sprinting, then I kind of got into martial art.
Oh, wow, right, okay.
I got into karate. At first, I started watching a lot of Bruce Lee, so my upbringing comes from Nigeria. Right. Because I was born here. Yeah. I grew up in London, but my parents took me to Nigeria. Right. So that my mom wanted me to learn the culture and stuff. So that's why I started. So I started athletics first. Right. Then later on, I started karate. Wow. Okay. So karate was one of my biggest first love. Well, athletics, then karate. Yeah. Then I fought pretty much karate all my life. Wow. I fought judo as well. Okay. So I did a lot of self-defense, but. When I decided to leave Nigeria to move back to the UK, and I said, well, I'm going to go back to uni. Yeah. Then I studied sports and exercise science. Then from there, someone introduced me and says, listen, in 2014, he just says, listen, I'm running a show. Could you I know you're kind of like big. Could you just, diet down? And I said, give me 3 weeks.
No way. Wow. Okay.
So 3 weeks done the first show, and I won that show. And from there, you just kept on going on and on.
Oh my God. So it was like all just by chance, like your first show was just by someone looking at you and saying, "Oh, could you mind?"
Yeah. So and the guy who actually done it, he was actually one of my classmates in uni.
Oh, no way.
So because I did, I was in Warsaw campus.
Right. Okay.
The sports campus department. So he just said, "Why don't you do it?" I said, "Okay, sure, why not? Just give me 3 weeks." Then 3 weeks time, I done it. I won it.
Oh my god.
Then the organizer of this show that I've done last week, around that 2015, because he used to see my pictures, and he decided to, he just said, "Listen, why don't you come and compete in my show? Step up with where the big boys are. You know what I mean? Because stop doing shows that you can win. Why don't you do my show?" So I done his show. First show I done, I won it, the national. Then ever since then, I've just been
winning.
Yeah, just been winning. Some competitions that I believed I was gonna win, but anyway. But yeah.
And obviously, how do you manage to balance the 9 to 5? Because obviously you've got work, and then obviously you've got the physique side. How do you balance it? Because obviously it must be tough to kind of get everything in on a day, right?
Yeah, it's tough. I think I always tell people that. Me personally, I say to myself, whatever I try to convince myself to want to do, I know I'm just going to do it. Yeah. I'm just trying to say to myself, like, listen, you've got a competition, you've got this, you just need to go. Even in days I don't really feel like doing it, I just get my ass up. I just say, listen, you need to get up and go. So 5 a.m. in the morning, I get up, I get to the gym 5:30, do my cardio, do some weights, go to work, come back, do cardio, do some weights.
Yeah.
So I think it's just the fact that I wanted to just kind of like prove to myself that, look, there's no backing out now. You need to get up and just do it. You're in it now. You're in it to win it, so you can't back down. So same thing as like my karate, because I fought karate all over the world. I fought karate for England. I went to the European universities, so I won medals, international medals, national medals. So it was just one of those things with the physique. So after work, before work, I just make sure I'm on it.
Wow. And what motivates you?
I think the desire that I wanted to kind of like achieve the same thing my grandfather did.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So my sporting lifestyle came from my grandfather, because my mother, my late mom, may her soul rest in peace, she used to play table tennis. So she started teaching me table tennis when I was around like 9, 10 years old. Because in Nigeria, table tennis is one of the national sports.
Really? Okay.
So you have like football, table tennis, then some basketball, then boxing, So my grandfather ran in the Goodwill, it used to be called the Goodwill Games, then the Olympics during the time. Right. Then he ran the Commonwealth Games, he won silver. So when I saw his closet when I was about 13 or so, roughly about 13, I saw all his medals. I just said to myself that I really want medals.
Wow.
That just attracted me, just being able to go to his house.
I'm
just thinking to myself, oh my gosh, that is really heavy. That's what I really want. I want this, you know what I mean? So ever since it started.
Like, what is your biggest achievement to date? Is it the one that what's happened recently, or do you feel there has been others?
I think the others have been, winning my first muscle model show, with the PCA.
Yeah.
Dieting less than 4 weeks for the show. And I think one of the biggest achievement that I really count is the one actually winning the national naturals last week Saturday.
So obviously there's at the moment a real stigma in bodybuilding, weightlifting, everything really between like what's natural and what's not natural. So what defines natural to you and what's not natural, natty, whatever.
Natural is when you have not used any form of enhancement performance drugs to aid yourself. Because it's very difficult to kind of like actually achieve what you want to achieve. So, like example, me, I had to go through an 1 hour polygraph test.
Wow, 1 hour.
And I had to go through a drug test as well.
Oh my God.
So they ask you all these questions. Have you ever used? So they ask you based on the principles and the rules and regulation of banned substance in WADA, the governing body. So, and the unnatural ones are the ones that, pretty much they use, heavy diuretics and steroids and stuff like that. So because they don't really have an accountability for the non-natural ones. So everybody just, does everything they want to do. Pretty much they work less. But get more results, while the natties have to work a lot more, and get the same. But if you've got the right genetics, then you're scaling through. You're sky high.
And you've got genetics galore, haven't you?
So I've got
sprinting, everything.
Look, I looked at it like when I look back, there's no sport that I've not done. I've not won gold, silver, or bronze. I've done judo, I won gold.
Yeah.
I've done karate, I won gold.
Yeah.
You understand? I've done taekwondo, fought taekwondo in the world championships. Okay, yes, I was ranked number 8 in the world at that time. So for me, it was just the fact that I said to myself that there was no sport that I couldn't do, that I couldn't get a medal in.
So you set yourself a goal, and you went out to basically achieve that goal.
Yeah.
Is that kind of how?
That's pretty much how it is.
Yeah.
And because, like I always say to people, I always say to anyone that asks me, I say, listen, the first thing about this natty sport or this bodybuilding sport or whatever is is the desire and what you really want to use it for.
Yeah.
I always wanted to use it to try and prove to people that you can compete against people that are not natural.
Yeah.
You can be successful, but you just have to work twice as hard. You have to eat properly, you have to sleep properly, you have to drink loads of water, you have to cut away, just sacrifice yourself away from food.
Yeah.
Some days, when I was dieting, I used to just scroll through like delivery just to smell the food. I just smell the food, just be like, wow, Smellaroo. Yeah, that's a good one. Smellaroo. I'm thinking, I can't have that, I can't have you.
Yeah.
Then because the food is so boring,
but
the consistency actually makes it really work. So my thing is the desire of what you want to do with it, the purpose, and what you want to gain out of it.
Yeah. And what about, obviously, you touched upon, obviously, your upbringing, you obviously went to Nigeria and stuff. Tell us a bit about like your school life and...
Wow, school life in Nigeria is what they call discipline.
Oh, okay.
So unfortunately, because, now a lot of people lack a lot of discipline.
Yeah.
You see, in Nigeria, there was no limit.
Yeah.
If you come home, you get slapped. You go to school, you don't pass your exams, you get slapped. So I think half of the time they beat you for things that you're not even responsible for. For the fact you're next to the person, you still get slapped. So you look at it like, what did he do? I said, no, I didn't do anything. No, I'm telling you, you did it. I said, I did it. So 2 people, you did it. I think, how does that work? How does that? So I think the discipline, the ability to respect the elders as well. You never come late to school. You have to have a reason, and if you fail your exams, you're in trouble. They use like what they call like this bamboo stick.
Oh yeah.
You understand? I've received loads of them, you know what I mean? So you can't talk when the principals are talking. You can't you can't shout, you can't misbehave, you can't have attendance problem because they'll discipline you. So I think a lot of the things about growing up in Nigeria, so I was very playful. I played too much. The people say, "Oh, class clown. Oh, he's here again." I'll just say, "Oh, don't sit down there." Why? You say because the Holy Ghost is sitting down there. They'll be like, "What?" And then they go and bring the principal, comes back, beat the hell out of me again, and says, "You said it." So the fear of discipline, of what the outcome is going to be, is what actually makes you really focused and actually make you say, look, I don't want to be disciplined and I don't want to be pointed out as a scapegoat.
Do you feel like at the moment, like in the UK especially, like there's a lack of discipline in...
100%. I think most of the time, they say, show me your home, and I'll tell you how you should be or where you come from. Because there's a thing in Nigeria that always say that whoever wears the shoes that's very tight and is in the midst of a party, nobody actually knows the pain he's going through in his foot. So it's a very big, massive adage. They call it like an adage, like a school of thought. And if you look at the UK's, there's no accountability. You know what I'm saying? I understand that a lot of people come from broken home, but even coming from a broken home still doesn't justify the means of how people should actually behave, because they don't have no role models. They have nobody to actually look up to. So because it's like in Nigeria, if you leave your house and you misbehave outside, there's what they call jungle justice. People will beat you. You understand? They'll beat you. They'll discipline you. So when you go back, you have a different mindset. But it's just that, like now, because it's like everybody just does everything. There's no love. There's no caring. There's no attention. There's no being able to reach out to someone to say, okay, how can you help me? You know, how is it? So how can I become a better person? So there's no role model in that sense. And plus also society is not actually promoting it as well, because chaos always promote chaos. So it's rather just promote the chaos, make it look good, we get more attention, and we just leave them to be it. So
so what do you feel needs to change?
I think being able to promote positivity regularly. You know, like different kind of platform, like, I don't know, media and stuff like that. You know, they need to find a way to kind of like promote more. Say, well, give people reward based on the good they're doing. You understand? Like, I'm a big advocate of just being kind. You know, you don't have to be the smartest person in the world. You don't have to be the most intelligent person in the world. You don't have to be the most nobly booked or most successful person. Just being able to promote that kindness. You know, and which is important.
And in terms of kind of, obviously, you know, your growth now, we know that you're kind of the best at everything, like fitness related. But like, if we meet each other in 10 years time again, like, where would you like to be? I like
to have, you know, my own say performance center, where we cater for kind of like people that don't have the means and the opportunity to become successful sports people. And they just have no support. You know, being able to create that support for them. You know, be it like you know, socially, maybe some financial support and stuff. And I would like to have that kind of thing where I can look after someone from a young age or a middle age that are really interested in sport, to be able to take them to the limit, and they don't have nothing to worry about. We have a camp base where we train them. We also have like a place where they know if they've got like somebody they need to talk to, like a mental health specialist and stuff, you know. So because sports is a very lonely thing. You know, I fought it to the highest level, and it's very lonely because you just don't know how your mood swings, and no one actually teaches you how to be able to conduct your moods. So when I go for like international seminars in like Poland and stuff like that, I just try to tell them and say, listen, coaches, don't expect too much from the athlete. Let them be how they want to be, but always encourage them to actually write their full of thoughts, how they felt after training. So by the time they wake up in the morning and they say, oh, how did you feel? Oh, I felt this way. So being able to, you know, get somebody from one level to the next level and have a facility that provides all this necessity for them.
Very nice. And do you feel money can buy happiness?
Money can't buy happiness.
Can't or can?
Can't.
Okay.
You can have all the money in the world, and you can be the most miserable person in the world. You just wake up in the morning and be like, because you know, I'm not going to call names, but I've got friends that are really, really rich. And when I look at them and I feel to themselves, I just say, look, you know what? I feel sorry for you. You know what I mean? Because there's some people that just go through life with no problem. They wake up, mother is rich, father is rich, brothers, sisters, auntie, uncle. They can call anybody and say, I don't have this or I don't have that. Then they're happy. But they're lonely. Because nobody's going to like you for who you are. You understand? You can have all the money and be the most terrible person in the world. You know, and people just avoid you like a plague. So you might as well just be broke. I'll be honest. Be broke, be honest, be faithful. No woman cheated on you. Nobody's got to try and take advantage of you. You know, just be a normal person. So happiness, money, two different things.
And what about love? Like, you know, love and stuff like that. How does that kind of factor in with your...
I would love to love. I love to love. And I've been in and out of love. You understand? So sometimes I think love is so good when you know how to give it and when you know how to receive it. Love is not an identity of it. You can't really define love. No, you understand? Because you can say you love someone. Love is an act. It's an activity. It's actually what you do, not what you say, but what you do and what you get back. So if you're getting love because of who you are and what the person resonate from you, what the energy they're taking from you, then that's fantastic because you don't need to ask someone to love you. They just do it naturally. So I think that for me, I've given out love in some certain areas where I believe that 100% you know, that I'll get the same thing back. But it doesn't really work.
Sometimes
you
it
know
doesn't happen, no.
Because I always say one thing: 6 packs, don't put food on the table. You can have as much 6 pack you want. If no one's gonna love you, that's it. You're your own, mate.
Oh my god! Yeah. All right, Albert. What have we got to look forward to now? Next 6 months, like, is there anything? Yeah. What are we looking forward to?
I've got big things coming. Like, hopefully, the selection names will come out for the World Championships in Ichino, South Korea. Yeah. My goal is to win it. Yeah. Then I've got another World Championships in the Netherlands in November. I want to win that, and also the British finals, which is going to be in October 19th and 20th. So that's my goal. My main goal is to actually stand out and actually win it. You know, because the World Natural Championships, that's the main goal. I really, really want to. You know, want to.
And you've not won it before?
I've never won it before.
Oh wow!
You know, and I just want to, because Saturday was the first time they actually had, you know, the first natural. Clean it. And 2 weeks before, I won the qualifiers for the universe anyway. Oh wow! So I was just going back to back after taking like 3.5 years out. Oh wow! You know, because my mom passed away at that time. You know, so I really suffered with depression and stuff. So my head wasn't there. So I said I'll take it out and come back again. So
and you've come back strong.
I came back strong, which is great.
Was your mom a very big figure in your life?
Yes, she was. You know, and this the thing about like having regrets and stuff. So sometimes people ask me, what is it you really miss? So I'm thinking to myself, like, I wish I had a lot more time to travel with her more, you know, as an older person, or, you know, in where she was at, you know, spent a lot more time traveling with her, taking her different places and stuff. We did that when I was younger, you know, in my teens, we did that as well. But I felt that I wish I had a lot more, you know, done. I've got 5 sisters, you know, I come from a big family with girls, loads of girls in my family and stuff. So being the first child of 9, you know, my mom had, so I felt like, you know, I wish I did a lot more, you know, which really broke me at that time. But you know what I mean, I just said, well, you know, may her soul rest in peace.
Well, Albert, you've been inspirational.
Thank you so much.
Unbelievable.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on, and I wish you all the best for the next one. Obviously, this is the full YouTube podcast, and you've got Albert's profile tagged in. Make sure you follow him on Instagram, and so you can see his journey. He's already at the top, but going even further.
I need to go further.
Past the top. Just to the moon. And then to Mars. Wherever.
I know. By the time you see me next time, you call me Mr. O with a B.
But man, pleasure meeting you.
It's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Man.
See you, man. Take care.
All right, bro. Thank you.